Hi, I'm Paul.
And I'm Ming.
And welcome to Skip the Rulebook's favourite games of Christmas. We're counting down our favourite games to play with our friends and family during the holiday season so you can spend more time playing and less time doing tedious rule reading.
Today we're unscrambling the rules of Scrabble in this family favourite crossword game.
Better make sure you've got your dictionary on hand. Let's skip the rulebook. Not going to need this. Inside the box, the first thing you'll find is the game board. This should be unfolded in easy reach of all players. Each player should also be given a tile rack that should be placed in front of them.
The letter tiles should be placed inside the bag and the bag shaken to mix them up. To decide who goes first, each player should draw a tile from the bag and the player who draws the tile closest to the letter A will be the first player. These tiles should then be returned to the bag.
Each player then draws 7 tiles from the bag and places them on their tile rack so that other players can't see them. The aim of Scrabble is to form words linked to existing words on the board in order to score points. You will need a pen and paper in order to keep track of the score throughout the game. One more, please. Then place the bag back in the centre of the play area.
Since I drew the letter closest to A, I'm the starting player. I must use at least 2 of my tiles to form a word and place it on the board. As it is the first word on the board, one of the tiles must be placed on the centre square marked with a star. Words can be made horizontally or vertically, but not diagonally. Never diagonally. Once you've placed your word, move on to scoring. Each of the letter tiles has a number in the bottom left corner, which denotes the value of that tile. Add together the value of all the tiles in your word. The coloured squares on the board are known as premium squares. If you place a tile on one of these squares during your turn, you gain bonus points for that letter or the whole word. As my L is on a double letter premium square, this means its value is doubled, so it's now worth 2 instead of 1. This means the total value of my tiles is 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10. However, my T is on a double word square. This means I double the total value of my tiles, giving me 20. It's worth noting that if a word crosses both a premium letter and a premium word square, the bonus letters are added up before the total word score is doubled or tripled. I note down my score and refill my rack from the bag. So I have a total of 7 tiles.
I now get a chance to build my own word by adding to the tiles that are already on the board. As before, I must build my letters in a continuous horizontal or vertical line, and letters cannot be added separately to different words in different parts of the board. This turn I want to make the word tamed by using the T from Ming's word. Unfortunately, I don't have a D on my rack. I do, however, have a blank tile. This can be used to represent any letter. Once I've played the blank tile, its designated letter cannot be changed, so this one will represent the letter D for the remainder of the game. I now score my word. 1, 2, 5, 6. My D is on a double letter score, but unfortunately, since blank tiles have no value, its score remains 0. If the blank tile had been placed on a double or triple word square, the bonus would still have been applied to the whole word. Bonus squares are only scored in the turn in which the tile was placed. So although this T is on a double word square, that tile was placed in Ming's turn, and so I gain no benefit from it in my turn. That means my total score is a measly 6. I now refill my rack back up to 7 tiles. And play passes to Ming.
Tiles can be added to the beginning and or the end of existing words to make new words. For example here, I can add E, S, T to the end of my word light to make lightest. As I have not placed any tiles on premium squares this turn, I simply added the face value of all my tiles. 1, 2, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So my total score this turn is 12.
New words can also add letters to existing words. So when I spell out the word spines, I turn lightest into slightest. You gain full points for any words that are formed or modified during your turn. So I get 13 points for slightest, and spines gives me 22, including the double letter under the P and the double word under the S. That means this turn I gain a total of 35. Take that!
Somehow, Paul has managed to pull ahead, meaning I need to pull something out of the bag. No pun intended. I'm going to bridge 2 existing words to make the word rained. This gives me a score of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, with a double word score for a total of 14.
The last way that you can form new words is by placing complete words parallel to existing ones. When you do this, any adjoining tiles must also form complete words. So when I place moat here, I also get me, os and at. Turns out os is a word. Common letters are counted in the score for both words, including any bonuses for tiles on premium squares. So moat gets me 9, me gets me 7, os 2 and at 2, giving me a total score of 20. You can use your turn to exchange any or all of the tiles on your rack. If you do this, you won't get to play a word this turn. You can choose to pass if you can't or don't want to play a word. If all players pass twice consecutively, the game ends.
The game can also end in 2 other situations: when all the tiles have been drawn from the bag and one player has managed to use all the tiles on their rack, or when all possible moves have been made. Once all the players' scores have been added up, each player must minus the total value of their unused tiles on their rack from their score. If one player has used all of their tiles, they would receive a number of points equal to the sum of the unused tiles of all the other players. So for instance, if I had Z and B left at the end of the game, and Paul had managed to use all of his tiles, I would lose 13 points from my score, but Paul would gain 13. The player with the highest number of points at the end of the game wins.
A word can sometimes fall on more than one premium word square. For example, Ming has placed the word eats. I'm going to place the word fanciest. Since the C is on a double letter square, the total word value is 16. both the F and T are on a triple word square. That means that the total word value is 16 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3, giving a total score of 144. Additionally, I've used all 7 of my letters in one turn, which means I gain a bonus of 50 points. This is applied after all other bonuses have been calculated.
In Scrabble, you can use any word listed in a standard English dictionary. However, you cannot use the dictionary to look for words to fit your tiles during the game. Words can be challenged by another player by checking in a previously agreed dictionary. If a word is found to be unacceptable, the player must remove it and they lose their turn, so don't be tempted to bluff your way through gibberish words. It's also worth remembering that words can be used more than once in the same game.
That's it from us at Skip the Rulebook. If you've enjoyed this video, hit like. If you want to hear more from Skip the Rulebook, press subscribe. You can also find out more about us on Facebook, Twitter, at skiptherulebook.com.
Join us tomorrow to continue the countdown of our favourite holiday games.
See you later. Scrabble me, baby. Trying to escape. Gonna do that again. If you found this video useful, please press like. If you found this hard, if you've enjoyed this video, please. Why? Every goddamn time. If you found this video useful, please press like. Why? This has never happened in all the time I've ever been doing these.
Why can't you just say hit?
Please hit like. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit. No, that's it from us at Skip the Rulebook. If you found this video useful, please.
Oh my god. Okay.
Please, please, please